A group called the American Muslims for Palestine has unveiled adverts on parts of New York's transit system that compare Israel's government to South Africa's apartheid regime. The ads also call for a halt to the U.S. government's $3 billion in annual aid to Israel. But the campaign has been criticized by local media groups. One even called it, quote, particularly hateful. The Anti-Defamation League, for its part, also issued a report denouncing the AMP as, quote, extreme. So is the U.S. public ready to hear the Palestinian side of the Middle East conflict? Hatem Bazian is the chairman of the American Muslims for Palestine group. He joins me from San Francisco. Dr. Bazian, what are you trying to achieve with this campaign?
Well, our campaign is intended to draw the attention of the American public into a number of things. One is to really point to the failure of U.S. Foreign policy as it relates to the Palestine-Israel issue. Second, to highlight our continued funding of Israel to the tune of $3 billion, even at a time where we have budget crisis and the sequester. It seems that Israel funding is untouchable, and as such to highlight that we are contributing to the continued intransigence on behalf of Israel vis-a-vis the rights of the Palestinians. And third, which is as important, is to highlight the increasing presence of apartheid structure, a separate structure that is effectively treating the Palestinians in a completely different aspects of legality in the West Bank, but also one can mention in relations to the Palestinians who live in Israel proper.
But was this also a direct reaction to the sort of overtly anti-Muslim poster campaigns that we saw in recent months from various right-wing groups?
Well, it's definitely linked to not keeping the civil society arena, the arena where public discourse takes place, only the domain for individuals who engage in explicit racism and Islamophobia relative to the Muslim population, and using Palestine and the support to Israel as a way to push the envelope of racism, bigotry, and discrimination in this country. And I think in this case, the work of Pamela Geller and her organization really is beyond the pale and uses Islamophobia as a way to highlight and push policies that are distinctively racist in nature.
Your campaign has been dismissed as hateful in some quarters. The Anti-Defamation League had this to say about your group, American Muslims for Palestine. AMP promotes extreme anti-Israel views and has at times provided a platform for anti-Semitism under the guise of educating Americans about, quote, the just cause of Palestine and the rights of self-determination. What's your response to that?
Well, I think the Anti-Defamation League should be defined as Defamation League when it comes to the Israel-Palestine question. The Anti-Defamation League will always try and maintain an almost stealth defense of Israel, and no criticism of Israel will be accepted.
Hatem Bazian, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that's all from the team in Washington, D.C. for now. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Facebook, where you can find more information about the program. And we want to hear from you. Tell us what stories you want to hear. Share your ideas with us on Twitter. Our handle is AJ Inside Story AM.